You can never make me feel envy. When I know deep down you feel empty. That's why you overcompensating. Your moves don't match what you be saying. I wanna stay, but you be playing. How many times I gotta say this? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Janique, and this is Janique TV. Thank you so much for returning if you are a returning subscriber. If you are new here, go ahead and lock into my channel by clicking on that subscribe button and also by clicking on that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode of anything that I'm doing here. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about people taking accountability for their actions and what that looks like today. And if you're interested in hearing more about accountability, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Let's go ahead and hop into our topic. So I saw a meme recently where it says people don't apologize anymore. They just ask you WYD. And that cannot be more of the truth. That right there is literally the epitome of what apologizing looks like in 2023. And I hate it. I hate it for this generation. I hate the fact that people cannot take accountability and instead they allow time to be the apology. And it's not an apology. Time does not heal all things, despite what Young Blue says. Okay? He said time heals. Time does not heal all things. Because somebody like me, you come back after you try me and you do something. What I want to do is still have that conversation you thought you were avoiding by staying away for months, years at a time. You know, people have pride that I could never have. I could never imagine having the ego that some people have, because when I'm wrong, it's on my conscience and I can't help myself but to apologize for whatever I did. So when the roles are reversed and the people that I find myself falling out with or disagreeing with can't do the same thing to me, it's like, wow, that's who you are and I can't help you, right? So it's hard, first of all, being accountable for yourself. I want to say it's not an easy thing to take accountability. It's not an easy thing to look yourself in the mirror. But when you're a person that loves truth and you despise lies, it's impossible to not be accountable for self. How can you require truth from other people if you aren't being truthful yourself? How can you require accountability from others if you aren't yourself being accountable? If you aren't holding yourself accountable? You know, I hate when people come back around, instead of apologizing for whatever happened the last time, they really just sit right there and ask you what you're doing and kind of like brush it under the rug and kind of brush it under the rug and act like nothing ever happened. That reminds me of my childhood. It is so triggering because I had parents that used to do that. My parents would do something to upset me, and instead of apologizing, they just act like it never happened when I clearly was there and I know it happened. I don't think it's a good look. I think it tells me that you are a weak individual when you cannot be accountable for yourself. And I want to really help you understand that being accountable for yourself is one of the biggest things you can do, because all some situations need is an apology. People think it's that deep, like even men, and I know my lady's gonna get on me about this. Yeah, it's amazing when a man buys you something to make up for something. It's amazing when a man gives you money to make up for something he did. It's amazing he takes you on a trip, to make up for something he did. But me, all I be wanting is an apology for real. Like, I really want you to hold yourself accountable and tell me what steps you're going to take to change things and actually take the action to change whatever you said you were going to change. That's what I'm looking for out of a partner. I'm not looking for gifts and things to apologize, because honestly, the stuff that people do to me, the things that I've encountered, the transgressions that people have against me, the actions that people take against me, those things, they could never make up for it monetarily. They don't have enough money. There is no man that has ever wronged me that has enough of the funds to pay what it's going to take for me to forgive whatever they did. You don't have it. You would have to hit the lottery. You would have to do something, invent something. You would have to do something monumental to get to the level that I need you to be at to pay for an apology from me. You understand? So your words are the next best thing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I need you to hold yourself accountable. Now, I'm going to be telling a little story, as usual, about just people lacking accountability. One time I had a roommate, loved her. She was like my sister. She was like my sister. I known her since I was in middle school, but We had found ourselves kind of falling out because it's just too many other people in our relationship, honestly. But one situation in particular happened where we were at the club, and when we were at the club, we ran into. Okay, let me take it back a step further because I got to tell a backstory first so you can understand what happened. We were at Fridays one night for somebody's birthday. I don't, and this tell you how long ago it was because we was at Fridays. So when we were sitting at the table, my homegirl leaves. She turned into my roommate, but at the time she's my homegirl. She leaves, and she comes back to the table like, yeah, I just had a run-in with this girl. Her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend. I just had a run-in with her. Yeah, I let her know about herself, all this other stuff. I said, dang, you ain't need no backup? She like, nah, I'm good. I was like, oh, okay, you handled it, whatever. So we just hearing the story. We don't really know what happened. We don't know what happened when she walked off and spoke to this girl. We don't know what happened, if she really even confronted the girl. But this is what I heard, right? Fast forward a few years later, like it was way later, right? We were at, there was a club called Label in Charlotte that everybody used to go to. Now it's called World. We was at Label, and we had saw Gunna perform, and ooh, I know ain't nobody saying Gunna these days. But we saw him perform, and we leave the club early. We like literally one of the first people out the club because we didn't want to stick around for everybody else. So when we walk out, there's a girl waiting outside on us, and she says, hey, she says my friend's name, and she says, hey, let's go. And I said, who is this girl? She's like, I don't know this girl. I said, okay. So I said, what you want to do? She's like, I want to keep walking. So we keep walking, and the girl walks up the path, and if you've been to World or Label, you know there's a long path, and there's some stairs at the top. So the girl is waiting at the stairs. She yells the girl name again, and she said, hey, come on, I want to run this fade. Let's go. I said, girl, she really wants to fight you. I said, what you going to do? She's like, I don't even know who that is. I said, you sure you don't know who that is? Like, just some random girl trying to fight you? She's like, yeah, I don't know who that is. I said, well, I can tell she wants to fight, so you need to go ahead and take off your shoes, right? She's like, you think so? I said, yeah, girl. She takes off her shoes. I said, you got to run up. So I'm the only reason she runs up on this girl, right? She wanted to avoid the confrontation. She wanted to walk to the car. She did not want to engage with the girl at all, but I could tell the girl was not going to stop until she got a fight. Her and the girl started fighting, right? I break them up because my friend had hit her in the face with the shoe that I told her to take off. So when they get broken up, the girl who she's fighting has a friend, of course, and the friend says, oh, absolutely not. Like she starts blanking about the girl's face because it's messed up clearly, right? So she tries to fight my friend as well. So I let them start fighting. The girl who got her face busted tried to jump in, and I pulled my friend out, right? So there's a video of this where it looks like my friend fell, but I really pulled her out of the two of them because they were trying to jump her. Nobody touched her at the same time. Nothing. It was a one-on-one, then another one-on-one thing. I saw something about to happen, and I intervened, right? Now, a lot of people are wondering why I was not involved on this fight, right? So the girl had literally saw my friend in the club early on and called her whole family. So literally there's a crowd of people waiting on me to jump in. There's a crowd of people waiting on me to jump in so they could tear both of us up, of course. But as long as I let it be one-on-one, they were allowing it to be one-on-one. But anyway, my friend is embarrassed. We leave the club, and we talking about it on the way home. And then I was like, how you feel? Should I feel good? She had like, it was no animosity, no nothing. And I said, okay, well, you want to run up on her? Like, what you want to do? You want to catch her? Like, because the girl had her whole family with her. Only an idiot, first of all, only an idiot will fight somebody and they got a whole crowd of people ready to jump you. That's an idiot. And second of all, only a crazy person would ask their friend to get jumped with them. And let me know if you're one of those people down in the comments, okay? I'm not getting jumped with you. I'm not getting jumped with you. If it happens randomly, okay, it happens randomly. But if I can avoid getting jumped, yes, we're going to avoid getting jumped. Because at the end of the day, I would never put you in a situation to get jumped. Period, point blank. And you know what? Time had came back around for, I'm going to tell y'all that story on another video. But let's fast forward to this. So after this happened, I end up dating a guy. And this guy that I'm dating, he was dating one of her friends. So she started being messy and bringing the friend over to our crib. We shared together and stuff like that. And then the friend like broke my man's window while I was inside of the crib and stuff because she knew he stayed there because my friend bought her over. And then she started acting like that was her cousin. All this other messy stuff because she was upset that I did not jump in a fight previously, right? So I say all that to say, I asked my friend I was just wanted to tell y'all the backstory so you understood why she really did not tell me what I'm about to say. I asked her. So I asked her, I called her, I said, hey, did so-and-so bust my man's window? Oh, first she slashed his tires. Let me tell y'all. So first she slashed his tires at my crib. I said, did she slash his tires? She's like, no, like, I don't think so. I said, can you call her and talk to her and ask her, see what's going on? My homegirl said, yeah, I got you. I'm going to call her right now. Hangs up, never calls me back. Now, this is my ride or die. Like, we literally live in a house together. So imagine my surprise she don't call me back. He tells me, he's like, man, they together. I'm telling you, like, they are cool with this. Like, I'm telling you, she's not going to tell you nothing. I'm like, I'm really shocked. I'm surprised. So then the girl bust my man window the next day at his house and on two of his cars. So then I called the girl myself and I talked to her, but she tried to act like it wasn't her as well. But I'm like, it had to be you. You're the only one that knows where he lived, where I live. Like, come on. She's like, no, he messing with another girl, Janique. You gotta believe it. Like, you think you the only one, you not. That's why that's happening. Like, no, girl, it's you. You're mad, and you're trying to save face. Like, you're mad. Like, I could tell you mad. I see it. You ever seen that meme where the guy got the mask on, but he's secretly mad behind it? It was her all day. So, my friend, again, never told me. I didn't even say nothing to her when she got home. I didn't say nothing to her about it. I just acted like it was nothing. She tried to play it off like she didn't know what was going on still. And I get a phone call from one of my good friends. Shout out to Ty. I get a call from one of my good friends because Ty, she gonna keep it real with me 24/7. Like, I love her so much. She calls me like, she calls me because she was still working at the job with my homegirl who I was living with. I had got fired, and I told y'all about that in the last video. But, she was still working and she called me like, hey, girl. And she couldn't wait to tell me because she been telling me this girl not my friend the whole time. And I just been like, girl, that's my homegirl. Like, for real, that's my ride or die. Like, that's like my sister. She couldn't wait to call and tell me this news. But she was like, girl, I heard that your man tires got slashed. I heard your man tires got busted. I mean, I heard your man tire got slashed. I heard his window got busted at your house. I heard that my homegirl's cousin did it, and my homegirl had decided to stay out of it because I'm dick whipped and I'm going crazy over dick and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? First of all, how do you know this information? She's like, she's up here at the job talking about it. I said, you're lying. She's like, she is. I'm telling you. She said the girl is her cousin, and that's why she's going to stay out of it. And that's why she didn't tell you what had happened, like that the girl did it. So I hung up with her, and I called my homegirl, and I started asking questions. I was like, hey, because I've known the girl since I was younger. I said, hey, like, is so-and-so your cousin? She was like, yeah. I said, well, who is she related to? Like, what side is she on? She's like, why are you asking? I said, because you up there at the job talking about that's your cousin, right? She's like, what you talk about? I knew she already knew what I was finna say. I was like, you up there telling this, and that, but you ain't even talk to me about the conversation, and we live together. You have not even had a conversation with me about this one time, but you up there at the job telling everybody you know what's going on. So, that's a lie, trying to lie her way out of it instead of just taking accountability. Everybody preaches themselves to be so real to everybody. Like, they tweet that all day. They on Instagram with it all day. I'm so real. I'm so real. They posting videos. I'm so real. I'm so real. And then when it's time to really show that you real, to really prove to me that you real, because I'm going to prove to you that I'm real. I'm going to stand behind what I think every time. I'm going to stand on it. How I feel, what I think, whatever. I'm going to stand on it every time. But you're not going to stand on what you said, what you've been saying about me at the job. Because there was more stuff. I'm not going to tell y'all everything. But it's like, you my friend. So anyway, I decided to move out. I decided not to renew our lease together. And then I moved out a little early to move back in with not back in, but to move in with my child's father to try to get at the chance. It was just real convenient. But I still was doing hair out of the apartment I still was doing hair out of the apartment that we shared together. So particularly, in one day in particular, I had to still be there. And I was doing the girl's hair. And she literally comes in and tries to talk to me about the situation. Like, I hate people like that. Like, just, come on, just say you don't want to be real. She gave me some little lame excuse, but she still wasn't being accountable for her actions. Like, bro, all it takes is a simple apology. And to this day, we won't speak. Because my thing is, I can't count on a friend who's not going to admit when they're wrong. Because when I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you up front. No, I'm not wrong for not jumping in your fight. You should not have even expected me to get jumped out there with you. Come on, we was going to be on World Star. Like, jumped? Are you crazy? It had to be like easily 10 people with her. Easily 10 people just standing off to the side. Like, no, nobody's finna get jumped out here because you want to act like you don't know the girl. And here is the tea. Here's the tea. She knew the girl. It was the same girl from Fridays, from years earlier when she had checked her. That was her first time seeing the girl. You know what I'm saying? So the girl had saw her at the club. That's where we found out. The girl had saw her earlier. And my friend had saw her too. But instead of saying any other time when you got beef in the place, you always be telling the people that you with, like, hey, I got beef with this person, they in here, I just wanted to give you the heads up, that way you don't get ambushed. But she didn't even say nothing. So this went down exactly how it was supposed to go down, to expose you, but it wasn't for me to get exposed. So she telling people at the job as well that I didn't help her in a fight. Like, girl. And I asked her about that. She's like, I never said that. Yes, you've been feeling some type of way about it, and you refuse to admit that you feel some type of way. And the kicker is, we were with 2 more girls who did not fight. So you are upset with me, and there's 2 other girls who did not fight with you. But you're mad at me because you know I'll fight. That's crazy that you want me to get jumped with you, but not everybody else. It's just the stuff that the situations people put you in and then don't apologize for is crazy to me. But on this channel, we take accountability for everything that we do. I want to tell you that if you have wronged anybody, if you and another person are not talking for a reason due to you, due to your own, due to something that you did, due to a fault that you did, a mistake that you made, or anything, and you want to talk to this person and they did not deserve it, please reach out and apologize to that person. Life is too short to sit right there and be on the receiving end of bad karma. Come on, you can easily erase anything bad that is occurring in your life due to something that you did by apologizing, by just taking accountability. And you can also, you don't have to go to the person and do it if you feel like things have gone too far, or it's just past the point of no return. You don't even got to go to the person. Take it to God. Take it to God. Admitting something to God is the first step as well. That's all repentance is. Admitting your sins to God, admitting to God that you've done something that you should not have been doing, and that you're apologetic for, and that you're seeking to turn away from that in the future. So it's not just about being accountable in your lives with other people. It's about being accountable in your relationship with God. A lot of us ask God for things, and we do not do what it takes to receive the blessings that God has promised us. We don't want to make sacrifices. We don't want to sacrifice people in our life that should not be there. We don't want to sacrifice bad habits that really die hard. We don't want to sacrifice our desires. We don't want to sacrifice our fetishes. We don't want to sacrifice our petty ways. We just don't want to sacrifice so many things that we think define who we are as people, but it doesn't. The only thing that should define us is the Lord. So I ask you today, take accountability for the things that you've done. Take accountability for everything that you do in the future. Every day, wake up and hold yourself accountable. If you are always the person to hold yourself accountable, then nobody else has to do it for you. I find myself in situations with people that I would never put myself in. I'm in situations with people now, and they're the reason we're in the situation. I make sure my hands are clean no matter what happens, because I always attempt to do the right thing. And I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, but I try to get as close to it as possible. I'm not going to go out here and dog you. I'm not going to go out here and talk about you, no matter if you talk about me. And the closest that I'll get to talking about anybody is this YouTube channel. And even then, people don't know who I'm talking about. This is going to go out to people who don't even know. But the story is really, really here to kind of create an example for you to understand like how it looks when you don't take accountability. It is so easy to say the wrong thing. Let's start saying the right thing. You don't have to say I'm sorry, but say I apologize. I take accountability. I take full ownership or responsibility for what happened. It's my fault. Like it's these words are just words, but they mean so much more to the person on the receiving end. Okay, so don't be afraid to be vulnerable. There's strength in vulnerability. I promise you. Like, the people who are going to look at your vulnerability as a weakness are people who are weak themselves. Those are people who are too scared to ever be vulnerable because they're afraid of how it's going to look to other people. They're afraid that the person is going to tell somebody else. Me, I am always going to be authentic to myself. And if I cannot be vulnerable with you, I'm not going to talk to you at all. If I feel like I have to be scared of you repeating something I say, I'm not going to even communicate with you. But I'm going to be true to myself. And if I have something to say, I'm going to definitely say it. I'm one of those people. I don't mind apologizing for something I do wrong. I don't mind admitting that I'm wrong, because that is the only way you can learn and grow. How do y'all expect to keep relationships in your life with these people that y'all swear y'all love when y'all can't even say you sorry for something that you did? When you can't even admit to hurting somebody's feelings, but you want people to do it for you. So I ask you to challenge yourself to being accountable. Be accountable for who you are and who you want to be next, okay? Be accountable for how you show up in the world. Make sure you hold yourself accountable for how you show up in the world and how you show up in your relationship with God and everyone else around you. I hope you got something from my message today. If you did, make sure you check out some of my other videos. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Janique here, Janique TV. Peace.